Dear Mom, I'm writing this by candlelight in what used to be someone's kitchen. There's a hole in the wall the size of a Buick, and I can see the street through it. The street is full of rubble and smoke. I can't tell you where exactly I am because the sensors won't let me. But you've probably seen it on TV by now. The city. The one we're fighting for house by house. I'm okay. I need to say that first because I know you worry. I'm okay. And Johnny Reese is okay. And Martinez is okay. Thompson isn't. I'll get to that. I started this letter 3 days ago but kept adding to it. Things happen and I want to tell you, but then something else happens and I add more. So this isn't just one letter, it's pieces of letters written over 11 days. 11 days that feel like 11 years. We got the word at 0400 hours. Pack your gear. Full combat load. We're going into the city. Nobody said which city, but we knew. The radio chatter had been crazy for 2 days. Hue was under attack. The NVA had taken it. Flags on the Citadel, flags that weren't ours. The Tet thing caught everyone with their pants down. 1 minute we're in base camp playing cards and betting cigarettes on who could identify the most constellations through the triple canopy. The next minute the whole country's on fire. They hit Saigon. They hit Da Nang. They hit every provincial capital. They hit us at base camp with mortars at midnight, and we spent 3 hours in bunkers listening to the crump 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 of rounds walking across the perimeter. Command said Charlie was broken. Command said the VC were finished, and the NVA didn't have the strength for a major offensive. Command said we were winning. Command was catastrophically wrong. We loaded into the trucks at dawn. 20 men per deuce and a half. Standing room only, packed in tight with our rifles and our rucksacks and our fear. Nobody talked much. Johnny Reese tried to make a joke about Valentine's Day coming up, but nobody laughed. We knew what we were heading into. The Marines had already been in there for 2 days and the casualty reports were ugly. The ride took 4 hours. We passed through villages that were empty. We passed through checkpoints manned by ARVN troops who looked at us with expressions I couldn't read. Pity. Maybe. Or relief that we were going in and they weren't. We passed burned-out trucks. We passed a downed Huey in a rice paddy. The rotors were bent like broken fingers. Hue appeared through the morning haze like a ghost. Smoke rising from 100 fires. The sound of artillery. The distant pop of small arms fire. The city walls visible in the distance. Walls that had stood for centuries. Walls that were supposed to protect something. Now they were just containing the killing. We dismounted 2 clicks south of the city, formed up by squads. Martinez was point. He's always point. Been in country 14 months. Knows things. Sees things. Stays alive when others don't. If you're going into hell, you want Martinez leading the way. The lieutenant gave us the briefing. The NVA held the north side. We were going to push them out, house by house, block by block. Stay low. Watch your corners. Don't bunch up. Fire discipline. Standard stuff. But his voice shook when he said it. First time I'd heard the LT's voice shake. We moved into the city on foot, spread out, 5 meters between each man. Eyes scanning rooflines, windows, doorways. The streets were empty except for the debris, furniture, clothing, sandals, cooking pots, personal things left behind when people ran. Or personal things from people who couldn't run anymore. The first contact came at 1100 hours. Sniper. Single shot. The round cracked past my head so close I felt the displacement. We went flat, pressed ourselves into doorways, against walls. Martinez spotted the muzzle flash. 2nd story window. Blue building. 70 meters out. Thompson was next to me. His first day in Hue. His hands were shaking as he tried to get his M16 up. I put my hand on his shoulder, told him to breathe, told him the first one's always the worst, told him the lies we tell each other to get through. Martinez put 3 rounds through the window. Then U-79 grenade followed. The window exploded outward in a shower of glass and smoke. The sniper didn't shoot again. We waited. 5 minutes. 10. Nothing. We moved on. That was the first house, the easy one. The one that taught us nothing except that we were mortal and the enemy was dug in, and this was going to be different from the jungle. Day 2, February 5th. The nights are worse than the days. In the jungle at night you can hear the NVA moving through the bush, whispering, setting up ambushes. Here in the city, you can't hear anything over the sound of the city dying, fires crackling, buildings collapsing, artillery pounding the north side. Our artillery, trying to soften them up, making the rubble bounce. We spent the first night in a schoolhouse. The Marines had cleared it earlier. There were still bullet holes in the chalkboard, still blood on the floor. Nobody cleaned it up. Nobody had time. We just stepped over it and found corners to sleep in. I took first watch, 2-hour shift, sat by a window with my rifle and tried to stay awake. But exhaustion is a physical thing here. It sits on your shoulders like a sandbag. It makes your eyes close even when you fight it. Martinez came and sat with me halfway through. Didn't say anything, just sat there and Martinez is from Texas, El Paso. 5 brothers, 3 of them are over here. 1 in the Marines up at San, 1 with the big red one down south. Martinez got the first Cav. He says his mother lights candles for all 3 of them every Sunday at church. He says she's going to run out of candles before we run out of war. He showed me a picture once. His wife and a baby girl he's never met. Born while he was in country, 7 months old now. Maria. He carries the picture in his helmet band. Says it's good luck. Says as long as he's got that picture, nothing can touch him. I hope he's right. I hope luck works like that. At 0400 the NVA hit us with mortars. We'd been expecting it. They always mortar before dawn, trying to catch us sleeping. We were already awake, already low. The rounds walked across the street outside. Windows shattered. Chunks of ceiling came down. The FNG started screaming. Not hit, just scared. First time under mortars. Martinez crawled over and covered the kid's mouth with his hand. Told him to shut up. Told him screaming draws fire. The kid shut up. The mortars lasted 20 minutes. Then they stopped. Then the attack came. NVA infantry trying to take the schoolhouse. Maybe 30 of them. Coming from 3 directions. Muzzle flashes in the pre-dawn darkness. Tracers like red lines drawn in the air. We fired from the windows, from the doors. The M60 opened up from the 2nd floor. Long bursts. The sound is enormous. The sound drowns out thinking. You just shoot at the muzzle flashes and hope you hit something and pray they don't hit you. The FNG was next to me, firing his M16 on full auto, burning through magazines. I grabbed his arm, told him to slow down. Told him to aim. Semi-auto, controlled bursts. He nodded. His face was white even in the darkness, but he slowed down. He did what I said. Maybe he'll make it after all. The attack broke at first light. The NVA pulled back, left 3 bodies in the street. We didn't go out to check them. Could be booby-trapped. Could be bait for a sniper. We just left them there and watched the dogs come at midday. Johnny Reese threw up after the attack. Puked in a corner. Nobody said anything. We've all done it. The first time you kill someone, or the first time someone tries to kill you, or the first time you see what a bullet does to a human body. Pick your moment. Everyone gets one. By day 2 we were starting to understand the pattern. The NVA owned the nights. They moved under darkness, set up positions, brought in supplies. We owned the days. We advanced, cleared houses, took ground. Then nightfall came and they took some of it back. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Math that doesn't add up to winning. The nights are worse than the days. In the jungle at night, you can hear them. The NVA, moving through the bush, whispering, setting up ambushes. Here in the city, you can't hear anything over the sound of the city dying. Fires crackling, buildings collapsing, artillery pounding the north side. Our artillery, trying to soften them up, making the rubble bounce. We spent the first night in a schoolhouse. The Marines had cleared it earlier. There were still bullet holes in the chalkboard, still blood on the floor. Nobody cleaned it up. Nobody had time. We just stepped over it and found corners to sleep in. I took first watch, 2-hour shift, sat by a window with my rifle and tried to stay awake. But exhaustion is a physical thing here. It sits on your shoulders like a sandbag. It makes your eyes close even when you fight it. Martinez came and sat with me halfway through. Didn't say anything, just sat there and smoked. Martinez is from Texas, El Paso. 5 brothers. 3 of them are over here. 1 in the Marines, up at San. One with the big red one down south. Martinez got the first He says his mother lights candles for all 3 of them every Sunday at church. He says she's gonna run out of candles before we run out of war. He showed me a picture once. His wife and a baby girl he's never met, born while he was in country, 7 months old now. Maria. He carries the picture in his helmet band. Says it's good luck. Says as long as he's got that picture, nothing can touch him. I hope he's right. I hope luck works like that. At Euro 400 the NVA hit us with mortars. We'd been expecting it. They always mortar before dawn, trying to catch us sleeping. We were already awake, already low. The rounds walked across the street outside. Windows shattered. Chunks of ceiling came down. The FNG started screaming. Not hit, just scared. First time under mortars. Martinez crawled over and covered the kid's mouth with his hand. Told him to shut up. Told him screaming. Draws fire. The kid shut up. The mortars lasted 20 minutes. Then they stopped. Then the attack came. NVA infantry trying to take the schoolhouse. Maybe 30 of them, coming from 3 directions. Muzzle flashes in the pre-dawn darkness. Tracers like red lines drawn in the air. We fired from the windows, from the doors. The M60 opened up from the 2nd floor. Long bursts. The sound is enormous. The sound drowns out thinking. You just shoot at the muzzle flashes and hope you hit something and pray they don't hit you. The FNG was next to me, firing his M16 on full auto, burning through magazines. I grabbed his arm, told him to slow down, told him to aim, semi-auto, controlled bursts. He nodded. His face was white even in the darkness, but he slowed down. He did what I said. Maybe he'll make it after all. The attack broke at first light. The NVA pulled back, left 3 bodies in the street. We didn't go out to check them. Could be booby-trapped. Could be bait for a sniper. We just left them there and watched the dogs come at midday. Johnny Reese threw up after the attack, puked in a corner. Nobody said anything. We've all done it. The first time you kill someone, or the first time someone tries to kill you, or the first time you see what a bullet does to a human body. Pick your moment. Everyone gets one. By day 2 we were starting to understand the pattern. The NVA owned the night. They moved under darkness, set up positions, brought in supplies. We owned the days. We advanced, cleared houses, took ground. Then nightfall came and they took some of it back. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Math that doesn't add up to winning. This is where it stopped being abstract. This is where it became real in a way. The jungle never was. We were clearing a residential block. Nice houses once, 2 stories, courtyards, gardens. The kind of place where families lived and kids played and normal life happened. Past tense. All of it past tense now. The squad stacked up outside a yellow house. Blue door. Flower pots on the steps. Martinez kicked the door. It didn't budge. Kicked it again. Still nothing. Thompson moved up with the shotgun. Blew the lock off. The door swung inward. Martinez went first. Always first. I was second. Thompson third. Johnny Reese fourth. The FNG stayed outside covering the street. Room clearing is an art form. It's choreography, it's violence at close range with no room for error. The first room was clear. Kitchen. Overturned table. Broken dishes. We moved to the second room. Living room. Furniture shoved against the walls. We moved to the stairs. Martinez went up slowly, 1 step at a time. Rifle at the ready. I covered the hallway behind us. Thompson watched the kitchen door. The second floor had 3 rooms. We cleared the first 2. Empty. The third door was closed. Martinez stopped at the door. Listened. Put his ear against it. Then he looked back at me and shook his head. Something was in there. He kicked the door open and went in fast. I followed. The room was dark. Curtains drawn. It took a second for my eyes to adjust. Then I saw them. A family, huddled in the corner. Mother, father, 3 kids. The youngest maybe 5 years old. They were staring at us with eyes that had seen too much. The father was holding a kitchen knife. Not threatening. Just holding it. Like it could protect them. Like 6 inches of steel could stop what was coming. Martinez lowered his rifle. spoke to them in broken Vietnamese, told them we weren't going to hurt them, told them to stay down, stay quiet. The father didn't lower the knife. His hand was shaking, but he didn't lower it. We gave them sea rations, gave them water from our canteens. The mother took it, didn't say anything, just took it and held it like it was something precious. The kids didn't move, didn't cry, just stared at us with those enormous eyes. We cleared the rest of the house. Nothing. No NVA. No weapons. Just a family trying to survive in their own home that had become a battlefield. We told them to stay in that room, to not come out, to wait until the shooting stopped. If it ever stopped. As we left, I looked back. The youngest kid was still staring at me. Not scared, not grateful, just looking. Like he was memorizing my face. Like he was deciding what kind of monster I was. American monster or Vietnamese monster. Does it matter to a 5-year-old whose bullets destroy his city? We cleared 6 more houses that day. Found 2 families. Found 1 old man who refused to leave even though his house had no roof. Found 1 house with bodies in the basement. Executed. Recent. The smell told us that before we saw them, the NVA had been thorough. That night, Johnny Reese asked Martinez why we were doing this. Why we were destroying the city to save it. Martinez didn't answer for a long time. Just smoked his cigarette and looked at the ceiling. Finally he said, because those are the orders. Because that's what we do. Because if we don't do it, someone else will, and they might do it worse. It wasn't a good answer, but it was the only answer we had. The city is doing something to us, changing us. In the jungle you're fighting ghosts. Charlie is invisible. You shoot at muzzle flashes and tree lines and shadows. Here you see faces. You see the men trying to kill you and they see you, and when you kill them you see them die. Up close. Personal. You see their faces change from alive to dead. We killed 4 NVA today. Close quarters. A house near the Perfume River. They were dug in, fortified, had a machine gun position covering the street. We couldn't advance until we took them out. Artillery hit it first. 3 rounds. The house partially collapsed, but the machine gun kept firing, so we had to go in and finish it. Had to do it the hard way. Martinez went in through a hole in the wall. I followed. The interior was a maze of collapsed beams and shattered furniture and smoke. You couldn't see more than 5 feet. We moved through it like blind men, following sound, following instinct. The first NVA soldier came around a corner and we almost collided. He had an AK-47. I had my M16. We both fired at the same time. His rounds went wide. Mine didn't. He went down. His blood splattered on what used to be wallpaper. Floral pattern. Pretty once. The second one was waiting at the top of a staircase. He had a grenade. Pulled the pin. But Martinez shot him before he could throw it. The grenade fell at his feet. We dove for cover. The explosion took out what was left of the second floor. The third and fourth were in the basement. We could hear them moving down there, calling to each other in Vietnamese. We dropped grenades through the floor. 2 grenades. Waited for the explosion. Then silence. We checked the basement. 2 bodies. Young men. Maybe 20 years old. Maybe younger. One of them was still holding a photograph. Couldn't tell what it was. Girlfriend. Maybe. Family. Something from before the war. Something that mattered. I took their AK-47s. We always take their weapons. Send them back to intelligence. Count them. Proof of enemy KIA. Evidence of progress. Numbers for the generals. The war reduced to arithmetic. But I keep thinking about that photograph. About the fact that he was holding it when he died. That it mattered enough to hold on to even when the grenades were coming through the ceiling. What was he thinking in that last second? Was he thinking about home? About the person in the photograph? Or was he just thinking about dying? I don't know. I'll never know. He's dead and I'm alive, and that's all that matters in the arithmetic of this war. But the photograph bothers me. The human things bother me. In the jungle, when you kill Charlie, he's just an enemy. Here in the city, when you kill them, they're people. They have photographs. They have faces. They're somebody's son, writing home to somebody's mother, just like I'm writing home to you. I'm not supposed to think like this. Martinez says thinking like this will get you killed, says you have to make them abstractions, make them targets. The enemy, not people, just enemy. Because if they're people, then you're a murderer. But if they're enemy, then you're a soldier doing your job. Maybe he's right. Maybe that's how you survive this. Turn off the part of your brain that sees them as human. Flip the switch. Become the machine the army trained you to be. Point, shoot, move, clear, repeat. Don't think about photographs. Don't think about mother. Don't think about anything except the next room and the next target and staying alive. But I can't flip that switch. Not completely. Not yet. Maybe I will. Maybe by day 30 or day 60 or day 90 I'll be like Martinez. Calm. Efficient. Dead behind the eyes in all the ways that matter. Maybe that's what it takes to make it 12 months in hell. We lost our first man today. Not Thompson. Not yet. A kid from 2nd Squad. Harris. From Georgia. He'd been in country 6 months. Made it through the jungle. Made it through a dozen firefights. Made it through ambushes and booby traps and punji pits. Died in Hue on day 5 clearing a house that didn't even have enemy in it. He stepped on a stair and the stair exploded. Booby trap. The NVA rigged them everywhere. Doors, windows, stairways, furniture. They know we're coming house to house, so they leave presents for us. Pressure plates, tripwires, grenades with the pins pulled wedged into door frames. The explosion took Harris's leg off below the knee. Just removed it. Left a stump and a blood trail and Harris screaming. Screaming in a way I've never heard a human scream. Primal. Animal. The sound of a body realizing it's been destroyed. Doc went to him. We all went to him. But there was too much blood. The femoral artery was severed. Doc tried to tourniquet it. Tried to clamp it. But his hands were shaking and Harris was thrashing and the blood just kept coming. A gallon of blood. 2 gallons, more than I thought a human body could hold. Harris died in 4 minutes. Maybe 5. Doc was still working on him when he stopped screaming. Stopped moving. Just stopped. Doc kept working anyway. Kept trying to save a dead man because what else do? You keep trying. You don't accept it. You fight death even when death has already won. We wrapped Harris in a poncho. Left him on the street. Dustoff couldn't come get him. Too hot. Too much fire. So we just left him there and moved on to the next house, because that's what you do. You leave the dead and keep moving. You process grief later, much later, years later. Maybe when you're old and safe and far from here and the dead won't stay buried anymore. 2nd Squad took it hard. They'd been together since basic. Harris was one of theirs. They wanted to stop, wanted to sit down and acknowledge what happened. The sergeant told them to keep moving. Told them mourning gets you killed. Told them to feel it tonight when they're in a position where they can afford to feel it. I don't think you can afford to feel it. Not really. Not here. Because if you start feeling Harris, then you feel all the dead you've seen, all the dead you've made, all the dead waiting to happen. It becomes too much, it drowns you. So you push it down, you lock it in a box. You seal the box. You bury it somewhere deep where it can't get out. And you hope it stays buried. Thompson stopped talking today. We were in a Buddhist temple. Beautiful place once. Gold leaf and carved dragons and incense burners. Now it's a command post. Maps on the walls. Radio operators in the corners. The sacred and the military occupying the same space because the war doesn't care about sacred spaces. We'd been taking sniper fire all morning. Professional fire. 1 shot every 10 minutes. Methodical. Patient. This wasn't some kid with an AK taking pot shots. This was a trained marksman, an NVA regular. Maybe Russian trained, working from a hide we couldn't locate. The lieutenant sent us to the roof. Told us to find the sniper. Told us to eliminate the threat. Martinez took Thompson and Johnny Reese and me. 4 sets of eyes. 4 rifles. We spread out across the rooftop, stayed low behind the decorative parapet. Thompson was looking through a gap in the stonework. Just looking, scanning the buildings across the street. Professional, careful, doing exactly what he was trained to do. And there was a sound like someone hitting a raw steak with a hammer. Wet, solid, final. Thompson sat down slowly. very slowly, like he was tired and needed to rest. He put his hand to his neck. Blood came between his fingers, not spurting, flowing, dark red, venous blood. The sniper had hit him in the carotid artery. I went to him. Martinez went to him. We tried to stop it, but there was no stopping it. The hole was in the wrong place. The blood was going out faster than we could plug it. Thompson's eyes were wide, confused, like he'd been asked a question in a language he didn't speak. He tried to talk, couldn't. The blood was in his throat, choking him, drowning him from the inside. He grabbed my hand, squeezed. His grip was strong at first, then weaker, then nothing. His eyes stayed open, but nothing was behind them anymore. Just windows to an empty room. Doc came up, took one look, shook his head, said what we already knew. Thompson was 19, from Ohio, 4 months in country, had a girl named Sarah, was going to marry her, going to use the GI Bill for college, going to teach history because he thought it was funny, teaching history after being part of the history. Now he's just another number, another name for the wall they'll build someday, another telegram to a family, another flag folded into a triangle, another mother who'll wake up every day for the rest of her life wishing she could have one more conversation with her son. We never found the sniper. He fired that one shot and vanished. Maybe he moved. Maybe he stayed in place, knowing we'd never find him. Professional, patient, probably has a photograph in his pocket too. Probably has people waiting for him somewhere. Probably writes letters home just like we do. But he killed Thompson. And for that I hope someone kills him. I hope an artillery round finds his hide. I hope a Huey gunship spots him and opens up with the miniguns. I hope he dies badly and alone and full of fear. And I hope he doesn't, and I don't know which hope is stronger. The smell is getting worse. Hue is rotting. Bodies in the rubble. Bodies in the basements. Bodies in the street that no one can reach because snipers cover them. The smell of death mixed with napalm, mixed with the perfume from the river that gives the city its name. Perfume River. Sick joke now. We're adapting. That's what humans do. You adapt to horror. We normalize the abnormal. 3 days ago I puked at the smell of a dead body. Today I ate sea rats sitting 10 feet from one. Didn't even notice until Johnny Reese pointed it out. He laughed when he said it. Not funny laugh, desperate laugh. The kind of laugh that keeps you from crying. Johnny Reese talks constantly, more than ever. It's gotten worse since Thompson. He talks about his Mustang. A 65 fastback, red. He's told us about that car 50 times. How he saved up for 2 years working at his dad's hardware store. How he bought it 3 days before he got drafted. How he drove it from Kansas to California, just to see the ocean. How he parked it in his dad's garage and covered it with a tarp and told his dad not to touch it until he got back. He talks about food, real food, steaks, medium rare, with mashed potatoes and green beans and fresh bread with real butter. His mom's meatloaf, his grandmother's apple pie, McDonald's hamburgers, pizza from the place on Main Street that stays open until midnight. He talks about music, the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, Hendrix. He saw Hendrix live in '67 before he got drafted. Says it was the best concert he's ever been to. Says Hendrix played the guitar like it was alive, like it was speaking in tongues. Johnny Reese wants to learn guitar when he gets home, wants to be good at something other than killing. He talks, and we let him talk because when he stops talking we'll know he's broken. Same as Thompson stopped talking. Same as Harris stopped screaming. You break in different ways. Some people go quiet. Some people talk. Some people laugh at things that aren't funny. Some people just stare into space and don't come back. Martinez is the only one who doesn't seem to be breaking. He's steady, calm. He moves through Hue like he's walking through a park back home. Does his job. Kills when he needs to kill. Helps when he can help. Sleeps when there's time to sleep. He's like a professional athlete playing a game he's mastered. Efficient, deadly, disconnected. I asked him today how he does it, how he stays calm. He said you just put it in boxes. Each thing gets its own box. Thompson goes in a box. Harris goes in a box. The family in the yellow house goes in a box. The NVA soldiers in the basement go in a box. You close the boxes. You stack them somewhere. You deal with them later, much later, maybe never. I said, what if the box is open? What if they all open at once? He said, then you're fucked. Simple as that. You're fucked and there's nothing you can do about it. So you make sure the boxes stay closed. You do whatever it takes. You stay in the moment. You don't think about before. You don't think about after. Just now. Just this room. Just this target. Just staying alive. It's the closest thing to wisdom I've heard in this city. We're making progress. That's what command says. The NVA are pulling back. We've retaken the south side of the city. The ARVN have pushed into the citadel. We're winning. That's the official word, winning. But it doesn't feel like winning. Winning should feel like something: relief, pride, accomplishment. This feels like pushing a boulder up a hill. Heavy, exhausting, Sisyphean. We take a block and lose 3 men. We take a building and it costs us a day. The math is brutal. Today we cleared a market. Used to be a market. Used to be stalls and vendors and people buying fish and vegetables and rice. Now it's rubble and shell casings and blood. The NVA had used it as a staging area. They were there. Intelligence said so. So we hit it with artillery first. Leveled half of it. Then we went in to mop up. There were maybe 10 NVA left alive. They fought hard, desperate. They knew they were cut off. Knew this was their last stand. They fought like men who have nothing to lose, which makes them the most dangerous kind. The fight lasted 3 hours room to room. Stall to stall we used grenades. They used grenades. We used rifle fire. They used rifle fire. We used overwhelming force. And they used determination and hatred and the willingness to die for something we'll never understand. We killed all 10. Took no prisoners. Not because we're monsters. Because they wouldn't surrender. Because they fought until they couldn't fight anymore. Because that's what soldiers do when they believe in something. They fight until the belief dies with them. After it was over, we searched the bodies, looking for intelligence, maps, orders, anything useful. One of them had a journal, written in Vietnamese. I couldn't read it, but Martinez knows some Vietnamese, enough to get the gist. It was poetry. The dead NVA soldier wrote poetry. Martinez read some of it aloud, translated roughly. Poems about missing home, about the rain, about a girl named Lynn who waited for him in a village we've never heard of, about the war and how it had taken everything, about death and whether it was an ending or a beginning. Johnny Reese said we should keep it, send it to intelligence. Martinez said no. He folded the journal and put it back in the dead soldier's pocket. Said a man's poetry dies with him. Said it's not intelligence. It's just human. And humans deserve to keep their humanity even in death. We left the market and moved on. 10 more dead NV, 10 more check marks on the butcher's bill. 10 more men who wrote poetry and loved girls named Len, and believed in something enough to die for it. 10 more reasons to hate this war and everything it's made us into. The FNG has a name now. We learned it today. Kowalski, from Detroit, 20 years old. He's earned his name by surviving, by not doing anything stupid, by listening to Martinez and staying close and not panicking when the bullets start flying. He saved Johnny Reese's life today. We were clearing a 3-story building near the river. Commercial building, offices, storage. The ground floor was clear. We moved to the 2nd floor. Johnny Reese was on point. Martinez was helping Doc with a sprained ankle in the street. So it was Reese up front and me behind him. And Kowalski third. Reese opened a door and there was an NVA soldier on the other side. Point blank range. Maybe 3 feet apart. Both of them froze. For one heartbeat they just stared at each other. 2 men. 2 rifles. 3 feet. Both of them realizing they were about to die. Kowalski shot first. 2 rounds. Center mass. The NVA went down. Reese stood there, shaking, staring at the dead man, staring at the door, realizing how close he'd come, realizing that Kowalski had just saved his life, Reese turned around, looked at Kowalski, didn't say anything, just looked at him. And Kowalski looked back, and something passed between them. Understanding, brotherhood, the kind of bond that forms when someone keeps you alive. The kind that lasts forever or until one of you dies, whichever comes first. After we cleared the building, Reese gave Kowalski his Zippo lighter, said he wanted him to have it, said it was good luck, said it had gotten him through 8 months, and now he wanted Kowalski to have it for his 8 months. Kowalski took it, didn't say anything, just nodded, put it in his pocket, understood what it meant. Now Kowalski is one of us, not the FNG anymore. Just Kowalski, one of the squad, one of the family. We'll protect him, he'll protect us. We'll keep each other alive as long as we can. That's the deal. That's all there is. There are rumors, always rumors. Someone heard from someone who heard from someone. The NVA are pulling out. The NVA are bringing in reinforcements. We're being relieved. We're pushing to the Citadel. We're pulling back. We're winning. We're losing. Nobody knows anything. We're grunts, bottom of the information chain. We know what we can see, which is the street in front of us and the houses on either side and the smoke rising from the north side of the city. Everything else is rumor and speculation and hope. But the fighting has slowed. That's not rumor. That's fact. We used to hear constant gunfire. Now it's sporadic. A burst here. A single shot there. Long stretches of silence broken by short bursts of violence. Either we're winning or they're conserving ammunition. Either way, it's different. We spent today in a house we've held for 3 days, rotating guard shifts, cleaning weapons, writing letters, sleeping when we can sleep, waiting for the next order. The waiting is almost worse than the fighting. In a firefight, you don't have time to think. You just react. But waiting gives you time. Time to think about Thompson, about Harris, about the kid in the market who wrote poetry. Time to count the days until your tour ends. Time to wonder if you'll make it. Martinez is reading a paperback Western. Says it's the same one he's read 3 times. Says he likes the predictability. The good guys always win. The bad guys always lose. Justice always prevails. Says it's nice to visit a world where things make sense. Johnny Reese is writing a letter to his parents. He's been working on it for 2 days. Can't seem to find the words. Keeps starting over. The paper is covered in crossed out lines. I asked him what's so hard about it. He said telling them the truth would break them. Lying to them breaks him. So he's trying to find the middle ground. The place where truth and kindness overlap. Not sure there is such a place in war. Kowalski is cleaning his rifle, the one he took from the NVA soldier he killed. He's gonna keep it as a souvenir. War trophy. Proof that he was here. Proof that he survived. Most guys take something. A flag. A weapon. A helmet. Something to show that they saw the elephant and lived to tell about. Doc is playing cards with some guys from 2nd Squad. Poker. They're betting cigarettes and future beers. Promises to buy rounds when they get back to the world. The game is serious, but the stakes are meaningless. Nobody cares who wins. They just need something normal. Something that has nothing to do with killing or dying or surviving. Just cards and cigarettes and the pretense of normalcy. I'm writing this letter, adding to it, building it piece by piece. When I mail it, you'll read it all at once. But I'm living it over day. Each paragraph is a different moment, a different thought, a different piece of the elephant I'm learning to see. Valentine's Day. Martinez mentioned it this morning. Said his wife Rosa is probably lighting a candle for him. Said she does that every night. Lights a candle and says a prayer and asks God to bring him home. He says he can feel it sometimes. The prayer. Like a hand on his shoulder. Like someone watching over him. I don't believe in that stuff. But I don't tell him that. If it helps him sleep, then it's real enough. We saw something today that I can't explain. We were clearing a block near the Citadel. Houses on one side. Open courtyard on the other. And in the middle of the courtyard there was a dog. Little brown dog. Mixed breed. Ribs showing through its fur. It was just sitting there, in the open. between our position and the NVA position. Nobody shot it. Not us. Not them. We just let it sit there. For 3 hours this dog sat in no man's land while bullets flew overhead and mortars dropped around it. Just sitting, wagging its tail. Like it was waiting for someone. Like someone was gonna come home and feed it and everything would be normal again. Finally the dog got up, trotted across the courtyard, disappeared down an alley, and the fighting started up again. Like both sides had agreed to a ceasefire for the dog, but only for the dog. It is the strangest thing I've seen in this war. And I've seen a lot. Johnny Reese said it means something. Said it's a sign. God showing us that even in hell there's still innocence. Still life that doesn't know what war is. Still hope. Martinez said it's just a dog. Dogs are survivors. They adapt. They find food. They don't think about meaning. They just live. Maybe they're both right. Maybe the dog is both things, symbol and animal. Hope and hunger. Meaning and meat. Maybe everything here is both things at once. The city is beautiful and destroyed. The enemy is human and inhuman. We're heroes and murderers, saviors and destroyers. Everything is both and neither, and it's impossible to sort it out. I keep thinking about that family in the yellow house. The one with 3 kids. The father holding the kitchen knife. I wonder if they're still there. If they survived. If their house is still standing or if it's rubble now. If they made it to safety or if they're buried in the basement with the others. I wonder about a lot of things. About Thompson's girl, Sarah. And whether she knows yet. About Harris's parents in Georgia. About the families of the 10 NVA soldiers in the market. About the sniper who killed Thompson and whether he's still out there or dead or gone. I wonder about what Martinez said about the boxes. If my boxes are holding. If they'll hold for 7 more months. If they'll hold after I get home. If I get home, the odds are decent. We're more than halfway through the battle. The NVA are pulling back. We're still alive. Probability says we make it. But probability said Thompson would make it too. Said Harris would make it. Probability doesn't account for snipers or booby traps or bad luck. Probability is cold comfort when you're stacking bodies in ponchos. The candle is almost out again. We move in 2 hours. More houses to clear. More rooms. More corners. More chances to die or kill or both. The rhythm continues. 2 steps forward. 1 step back. The arithmetic of war that doesn't add up to anything except loss. I started this letter 11 days ago. Seems like 11 years. I'm not the same person who started it. That person hadn't seen Thompson die. Hadn't killed those 4 NVA soldiers. Hadn't stared into the eyes of that 5-year-old kid. Hadn't learned that war changes everything. The ground. The buildings. The people. Everything. I'm going to seal this up now. Put it in my pocket. Keep it with me until I can mail it. Might be tomorrow. Might be a week. Might be never if I catch what Thompson caught or Harris caught or what any of us might catch on any given day. But if you get this, it means I made it. At least to the point where I could mail it. And that's something. Not much, but something. Mom, I miss you. I miss home. I miss everything about a world where dogs sit in yards instead of no man's land. Where houses are for families instead of fighting. Where young men write love letters instead of death letters. Where Thompson is teaching history instead of being history. I don't know what I'm going to be when I get home. I don't know if the boxes will hold. I don't know if I'll be able to flip the switch back to civilian. To see people as people instead of threats or non-threats. To sleep without listening for footsteps. To trust doorways and windows and shadows. But I'll try. When my tour ends on September 15th. I'll get on that freedom bird and fly away from this place. And I'll try to put it in a box and seal it. And never open it. I'll try to be your son again instead of whatever this war has made me. I'll try. That's all anyone can promise. That they'll try. The candle just died. Time to go. Martinez is waving at me. Loading up. Moving out. The rhythm continues. Always continues. Until it doesn't. I love you, Mom. Tell Dad I said hello. Tell him I'm using everything he taught me. Tell him he was right about staying calm and watching out for the other guy and keeping moving. Tell him thanks. I'll write again when I can. Your son, PFC Michael Cassidy Bravo Company, 1st Battalion 5th Infantry 1st Cavalry Division, somewhere in Hue City. P.S. If you see Miss Thompson, tell her that her son was brave. Tell her he didn't suffer. Tell her we were with him. Tell her anything except the truth. The truth is too heavy for mothers to carry.